Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my 2019 book reading list, and before I start this video, just full disclosure, I really bombed on my last reading list. I think I only read 2 out of all the books. I think either I had 11 or 12 or something like that last year, but that doesn't mean that I can quit or whatever. It just means that I have to try better this year. So some of you were excited to see my book reading list. It's also the perfect day for this because literally it's so nice and gray and it's rainy outside. It's been raining for the past couple of days now, so it's extremely appropriate for a book reading list. And there's a couple of books in here that I wanted to read last year that I still want to read this year. I have a whole 2 bookshelves full of books that I bought over the years that I still haven't read, so I have plenty to go through. However, I still sometimes do buy new books just because I'm attracted to the covers and I want to see what they're about. So some of these are new, some of these are just straight off my bookshelf, and some of them are from last year's book reading list. But either way, I hope that you'll enjoy the video, and so let's get into the first book. So this is the first book. It is Linger by Maggie Stiefvater. I still don't know how to say her name, and I probably sound really stupid trying to pronounce it, but either way, this one was on my 2018 book reading list as well, and I have already started a little bit of it. I have the bookmark in there right now. I've had these books for a very long time, so I really need to just crack down and get into it. So I'm gonna read you the little bit on the inside here of the book sleeve. The longing. Once Grace and Sam have found each other, they know they must fight to stay together. For Sam, this means a reckoning with his werewolf past. For Grace, it means facing a future that is less and less certain. Into the world comes a new wolf named Cole, whose past is full of hurt and danger. He is wrestling with his own demons, embracing the life of a wolf while denying the ties of being human. For Grace, Sam, and Cole, life is a constant struggle between 2 forces, wolf and human, with love bearing its 2 sides as well. It is harrowing and euphoric, freeing and entrapping, enticing and alarming. As their world falls apart, love is what lingers, but will it be enough? So this is, one of those little werewolf romance stories, but I really liked the first book, and since I started reading the second book, it brings back, a whole bunch of feelings of nostalgia, so I think I'm going to enjoy reading this one for sure. Second book is also by Maggie, and this is The Raven Boys, and I don't know how many books are in this series. I saw this, I think, on Goodreads, and it just intrigued me because it seemed like something I would like, I'm not sure, and my friend Lizzie actually got this for me. A few of these books actually are from her because she knows how much I love books and she's a big book lover as well. So this is it, and the cover is really pretty and it's almost kind of holographic in a little bit, so I'll read you the little bit on the inside here. Every year, Blue Sargent stands next to his clairvoyant mother as the soon-to-be-dead walk past. Blue never sees them until this year when a boy emerges from the dark and speaks to her. His name is Gainsey, and he's a rich student at Aglenby. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Aglenby, the local private school. Blue has a policy of staying away from Algenby boys. Known as Raven Boys, they can only mean trouble. But Blue is drawn to Gainsey, in a way she can't entirely explain. He is on a quest that has encompassed 3 other Raven Boys. Adam, the scholarship student who resents the privilege around him. Ronan, the fierce soul whose emotions range from anger to despair. And Noah, the taciturn watcher who notices many things but says very little. For as long as she can remember, Blue has been warned that she will cause her true love to die. She doesn't believe in true love and never thought this would be a problem. But as her life becomes caught up in the strange and sinister world of the Raven Boys, she's not so sure anymore. So it just sounds kind of like a little easy read, and I've had this for a few years now, and I finally decided to just pick it up and get into it. So I'm excited to see what this one's all about, and I know that it has a few books in the series, but I can't remember how many. Third book is the final book in the Promise of the Wolves, and I did read the second book to this last year, and I got this one for kind of early Christmas from Lizzie, and the cover is really pretty. I really like it, and I highly recommend these books, especially if you're into wolves. Every time I pick up one of these books, I really can't put it down. So I'll read you the back on here. When certain members of the Swift River wolf pack resist attempts at bonding with mankind, visionary young she-wolf Kala and her closest friends are forced for the first time in their lives to make a journey beyond the valley where they make their home. For the promise of the wolves, the quest to forever be guardians over the humans and protect the forest they share, has been entrusted to Kala. But as enemies gather on every side, she must desperately seek the advice of her long-lost mother if she is to fulfill her destiny. Meanwhile, Tali, Kala's faithful human companion, is being ruthlessly pursued by a rejected lover. Kala is determined to keep her safe, but could it prevent her from completing her quest? And with a rival wolf plotting to thwart their plans, Kala must rely on her loved ones more than ever. But there are many dangers outside of the valley, and the young wolves have much to learn about the world outside their pack. So I'm very excited to see what will happen in this third book, and all of these books obviously I'm excited about, so you're going to hear me saying that a lot because I tend to repeat myself, but this one's really good, and this is by Dorothy Hurst. So the next book is Black Wings Beating by Alex London, and this one is my very newest addition to my books here. I just got it in December. The people of Ustar have long looked to the sky with hope and wonder. Nothing in the world is more revered than birds of prey, and no one is more honored than the falconers who call them to their fists. Bryson strives to be a great falconer, while his twin sister Kylie possesses ancient gifts for it, but wants to be free of falconry altogether. She's nearly made it out too, but a war is rolling toward the 6 villages, with the rebel army leaving nothing in its wake but blood and empty sky. No bird or falconer will be safe from this invasion. Together the twins must embark on a journey into the treacherous mountains to trap the near-mythical ghost eagle, a solitary killer and the most feared of the Utsari birds of prey. They each go for their own reasons, Bryson for the boy he loves and the glory he's long craved, and Kylie to atone for her past and protect her brother's future. But they are both hunted by those who seek one thing, power. With this book, Alex London launches a soaring saga about the memories that haunt us, the histories that hunt us, and the bonds of blood between us. So this is a bit of a slightly different story than I'm used to, and I've read good reviews about Alex London that his writing is pretty good, and I have read a little bit of the few chapters, like a couple chapters, and I really like how it's written so far. And it also does have a main character who is gay, so I'm a big supporter of that, and I think it's really cool. So that is that one on there. Next book I have here is Beasts Made of Night by, I'm so sorry if I pronounce this so wrong, I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Tochi Onyabushi, and this one is really, really pretty. I really like it, and it has all sorts of different animals throughout it, and then it's like a huge mask here. In the walled city of Kos, purity is exalted, but cleansing wrongdoings comes at a cost. Corrupt mages can magically extract sin from a sinner in the form of sin beasts, lethal creatures spawned from feelings of guilt. Young sin eaters, known as Aki, are indentured by the mages to slay the beasts. 17-year-old Taj is the most talented of the Aki, but his livelihood comes with dangerous consequences. When he kills a sin beast, a tattoo of the beast stains his skin while the guilt of committing the sin appears in his mind. Most Aki are driven mad by the process, but Taj is cocky and desperate to provide for his family. When Taj is called to eat the sin of a royal, he faces off against the most fearsome beast he's ever encountered, and the battle doesn't end at the beast's demise. The sin opens Taj's eyes to a dark conspiracy. There is someone in the palace plotting to destroy Kos. Now Taj must fight to save his homeland and his own life. Debut author Toshi Onyabushi delivers an unforgettable fantasy adventure that powerfully explores the true meaning of justice and guilt. So I thought it was a very cool sounding book, and the concept is really awesome. So I haven't read any of it yet. Like I usually do when I pick up a book, I usually read like a chapter or something like that to make sure I actually like it, but I liked the cover so much and I liked the plot of it, so I just picked it up right away and brought it home with me. So I'm hoping that it's really good. Next is a book that I also am bringing into 2019 with me, and it is Fell. This is the second book of the Sight series, and it is also about wolves and being from their perspective, so it's a very, very nice cover. But anyways, let me read you the inside story here. Among the wolves of Transylvania walks a fearful legend, a black wolf with the power to see into the minds of other animals. Fell is a Kurl, a loner, separated from his pack by the power of the sight and by his guilt over the death of his beloved sister Larka. One day, in the darkness of his cave hideaway, Fell hears a voice from his past calling for him to help a human child, a marked one with a great destiny. Thus begins the Black Wolf's journey into the world of men. The villagers call Alina a changeling, a creature left by the fairies, and they fear her. The shepherd Malduk, who rescued her from the snows, makes her dress as a boy and works twice as hard as one. It is a bitter, lonely life, haunted by terrible dreams, until the day Alina learns some of the truth about her past. She sets out into a world fraught with danger to find her real home, and stalking her every step is a mysterious black wolf. In this thrilling fantasy adventure, a sequel to David Clement Davies' best-selling novel The Sight, a wolf and a girl, both looking for answers to the visions that haunt them, must overcome their natures to share a journey that will bring their worlds, animal and human, to a greater understanding. So it kind of has the concept of the Promise of the Wolves books that I've been reading, so it's kind of cool that they have a similar concept, although a different take on it. Next one is The Evil Librarian, and I have no idea how this book is going to be. Quite a while ago I swapped books with Lizzie, and she gave me this one while I gave her one, and I still haven't given this back to her, and I have not read it. But she didn't read the one I gave her either, because we have very different tastes in books, but this one just looks kind of like a funny one if I'm thinking. And it even says on the back, like, hysterical, smart and funny with a little drama, a little romance, and just the right touch of evil, Stephanie Meyer. That's what she had to say on this book, so that's pretty cool in the back that it has like a library card. So let me open it up. When Cynthia Rothschild's best friend Annie falls head over heels for the new high school librarian, Sin can totally understand why. He's really young and seriously hot and apparently thinks Annie would make an excellent library monitor. But almost immediately Sin starts to sense that something about Mr. Gabriel isn't quite right. A fitting name, right? Especially with the cover. Maybe it's the creepy look in the librarian's literally mesmerizing eyes, or the weird feeling Sin gets whenever she's around him, or the blood and horns and giant bat-like wings that appear when he thinks no one is looking. Before long, Sin realizes that Mr. Gabriel is in fact a demon. Now, in addition to saving her beloved school's musical, Sweeney Todd, from technical disaster and avoiding making a complete fool of herself with her own hopeless crush, who happens to be the one and only person who knows the truth about Mr. Gabriel, Sin has to save her best friend from the attractive yet very, very bad clutches of the evil librarian who has not only bewitched Annie, but also seems to be slowly sucking the life force out of the entire student body. Very, very different to what I normally pick up, but it seems kind of like a funny thing to read in between some of the more serious emotional books that I have. So there's that one, and this one is by Mitchell Knudsen. Next is one of the only non-fictions that I have here, and this is Among Wolves by Gordon Haber and Mary Beth Holman, and this is what it looks like. And this is a non-fiction, and I actually got this for my birthday from one of the directors at Apex, so that was very sweet of them to get for me. This one says, the crash of Gordon Haber's research plane in Denali National Park ended his life, his research, and his fierce advocacy for Alaska's wolves. Among Wolves is a journey through Haber's 43-year-old study and his startling findings. We witness astonishing cooperation as wolves hunt, raise pups, and play, and we watch the devastation to wolf families caused by hunting, trapping, and predator control. Reading Haber's field notes and journals, hearing stories from friends, we feel some of the passion and wonder that Haber never lost. So this one is just very intriguing since I want to become a wolf biologist and I am currently volunteering working with wolves. I thought this was definitely a book that I needed to get into, and I'm excited because it just has a lot of research and it's a very knowledgeable book. Second to last book I have here is Firebringer by David Clement Davies, and he's obviously the same author who wrote The Sight and Fell. And I think I got this book like at an antique store, and obviously it's not that old, but there was just a section there. You can see that Jake's here with me now, and he's gonna whine and all that kind of stuff because he always thinks that when I make a video it's a bully make box video. But anyways, I got this one, and I noticed just now that it says on the front here, it says advanced reading copy, not for resale, uncorrected proof. So I don't even think that this book was meant to be sold, obviously, since it says not for resale on it. But either way, I did get it for sale, and the cover just kind of drew me to it, that it has this elk or caribou on it. And this one actually doesn't have any like little bit of plot to it, but the front, it does say, "Dear reader, in this book you will find the elements of classical fantasy, great heroes, cunning villains, loyal friends, ruthless warriors, betrayal, and sacrifice. but the battles here are fought with antlers and hooves. Welcome to the world of the deer, the hurla. This one says that this is the British version, so I'm not sure what's different about it or like that, but either way, I'm excited to get into it. If it's an uncorrected proof, there might be a few misspellings, but that's really not a big deal. So that is Firebringer. And lastly is another book that I'm bringing in from 2018, and this is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, author of Made You Up. I haven't read that book, but you can see I put a little like note thing in here because I wanted to keep reading it for last year, but I kind of stopped after I read a bit. I got to chapter 6, and I got this at the Iliad bookshop. It's in North Hollywood, and it's a very cool bookshop, but I found this one here and it was like basically brand new, and I think I got it for like $5. This one was pretty cool. I did like the writing of it so far, and I will read you the little bit on the back, or on the side here. In the real world, Eliza Merck is shy, weird, and friendless. Online, she's Lady Constellation, the anonymous creator of the widely popular webcomic Monstrous Sea. Eliza can't imagine enjoying the real world as much as she loves the online one, and she has no desire to try. Then Wallace Warland, Monstrous Sea's biggest fanfiction writer, transfers to her school. Wallace thinks Eliza is just another fan, and as he draws her out of her shell, she begins to wonder if a life offline might be worthwhile. But when Eliza's secret is accidentally shared with the world, everything she's built, her story, her relationship with Wallace, and even her sanity begins to fall apart. So, super dramatic and everything, but I liked it so far, and it actually came with like a little thing, like the person who brought it to the bookshop was part of a like book club online, and it's even signed by the author on the inside, and it says "Fight Your Monsters." So it's pretty cool that I got like a signed copy of it even without meaning to. So that is the last book, but obviously not the least out of the pile. So that is my list for 2019, and there is not an unreasonable amount of books here. I know that I can get through them. I just have to actually make myself do it, and you know, I don't have a very busy schedule, so I have no excuse except just plain laziness. And I'm so sorry if you can hear him whining. He's just whining so much. At least I can hear him. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up on it, but he's whining so much. And either way, I hope you enjoyed my list, and make sure you put down in the comments if you read any of the books and if you like them or not. Please don't spoil anything though, because obviously I haven't read fully through any of these books yet. And put any other books that you recommend in the comments below that you think maybe I'll like, or just books in general that you have liked and that you're maybe planning on reading this year. I'd be glad to know what all of you are reading as well. He's just trying to steal this video right now. So funny. Please also let me know down in the comments below what videos you would like to see from me in the future. I would love to know some of your guys' inputs, things that you want to see from me. I can even do a video about books that I have read and that I recommend and everything like that. Either way, give me a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and please leave all the things in the comments there. And subscribe for more videos in the future, and I will see you next time. Bye.